All right, welcome to the Explainer. Today we are diving deep into the EU AI Act. Now, this is a huge deal. It's the world's first ever major rulebook for artificial intelligence. And believe me, this isn't just some boring European regulation. It's a potential blueprint that's going to reshape how AI is built and used by pretty much everyone everywhere. Okay, let's get right into the heart of it. In the year 2024, Europe has passed the landmark EU AI Act. And look, you might be tempted to think, just more red tape, but you would be wrong. This is the first truly comprehensive law of its kind on the planet. And it's absolutely poised to set the global standard for how we govern AI. So, what's this law really trying to do? Well, at its core, it's tackling a massive puzzle. You have got this incredible game-changing potential of AI on one side. Think breakthroughs in healthcare and productivity. But on the other side, you have got some pretty scary risks. Discrimination, deepfakes, losing our privacy, etc. The whole point of this act is to find that sweet spot, that critical balance between the two. If you're trying to wrap your head around just how big of a deal this is, here's the best way to think about it. This is basically GDPR, but for AI. Remember GDPR? General Data Protection Regulation, that privacy law that completely changed how companies all over the world handle our data. The EU AI Act is designed to have that exact same kind of global impact, creating a universal playbook for how to build AI the right way. Okay, so how does this whole thing actually work in practice? Well, it's all built around one simple but super powerful idea: a pyramid of risks. This is not one size fits all kind of a law. It's a tiered system. And honestly, if you get this pyramid, you pretty much get the whole act. Basically, the act sorts every single AI system into one of the four buckets, all based on risk. And the logic, it's super simple. The more a piece of AI could potentially mess with our safety or our fundamental rights, the tougher the rules get. Makes sense, right? So let's start at the very top of the pyramid. This is the stuff that's considered so dangerous, so threatening to the society that it's not just regulated, it's banned completely. No ifs, ands, or buts. So, what gets the axe? What's considered unacceptable? Well, we are talking about things like government social scoring systems, like in the dystopian movies, or real time facial recognition scanning in public spaces. Also on the list is any AI that's specifically designed to manipulate you by exploiting your weaknesses. In short, if it's a clear and present danger to our basic human rights, it's out. So that's the stuff that's completely off the table. But what about everything else? For all the AI that is allowed, what does this new rule book actually make it do? Let's zoom in on the next level down, the high risk category. Now, this is really important one because this covers AI that's making critical decisions that affect our lives. We are talking about AI in healthcare, AI that's screening your job applications, even AI used in schools. This is serious stuff. So, for these high risk systems, the rules are tough. And here is the absolute key: the burden of proof is now on the companies making the AI. Before one of these systems can even see the light of the day, the developers have to prove that it's safe. They have to do intense risk assessments, make sure a human can always step in, keep crazy detailed records, use high quality data to avoid bias, and the list goes on. Essentially, they have to prove beyond a doubt that their system is safe, fair, and transparent before it gets to you. And the act doesn't stop there. It actually has a whole separate set of rules just for giants of the industry, for what they call the general purpose AI. So think of the massive models that power everything from ChatGPT to Midjourney. These are the foundational engines behind the tools so many of us are using every single day. And this part of the law is frankly pretty brilliant. It puts the responsibility right where it belongs, on the huge companies that build these foundational models in the first place. They are the ones who now have to be open about what data they use for training, provide technical document, and this is a big one: comply with copyright laws. It's all about tackling these huge systemic risks right at the source. Okay, so that's the theory, the nuts and the bolts of the law. But what does all this mean for you? For the business building this stuff, and for us, the people who interact with it every day. All right, let's talk about the businesses and developers first. For them, this is a massive, massive shift. The game has totally changed. They can't just build something cool and then worry about safety later. It has to be baked in from the very beginning. And here is the kicker, it doesn't matter where your company is based. If you want to sell your AI product in Europe, you have to play by these rules, period. So, what does that actually look like? Well, it means a whole new to do list for these companies. They have to keep meticulous records just in case of an audit. They have to keep an eye on their systems even after they go live. And a lot of them are going to have to create brand new teams just for AI safety and compliance. Okay, so that's what's happening on the business side of the things. But what about the rest of us for regular citizens? Well, the goal here is actually pretty simple. It's all about making the AI in our lives safer, more transparent, and something we can actually trust. And that translates into some real tangible new rights and protections for you. For instance, you are going to start seeing clear labels on things like deepfakes. And here's a huge one. You now have the right to demand an explanation if a high risk AI system makes a big decision about you, like turning you down for a loan or a job. No more black boxes. All right, let's zoom out for the big finish. When does all this actually happen? And what does it really mean for the rest of the world? Because this story is much bigger than just Europe. So don't expect to wake up tomorrow with everything changed. This whole thing is a gradual rollout. The ban on the worst stuff kicks in within months of the law passing. Then, in about a year, the rules for those big general purpose models come into play. The final piece, full compliance for high risk AI will be phased in over the next couple of years through 2026. And believe me, they are not messing around when it comes to enforcement. These rules have some serious teeth. We are talking about fines that can go up to 35 million or 7% of a company's global turnover. That's a number that gets everyone's attention. And it ensures that these rules will be taken very, very seriously. When you all boil it down, the pyramid, the rules, the massive fines, it all comes back to one single powerful idea. The core belief here is that safety and trust shouldn't be an afterthought. They should be built into AI from the very beginning by design. It's a bold statement that real innovation can't happen if it tramples on our rights. This law may have started in Europe, but its shockwaves are going to be felt all over the world. It's setting the stage, creating a potential blueprint for the entire planet. And that leaves us all with one massive question to think about. Are we witnessing the moment the world finally gets a global standard for responsible AI? I guess the entire tech world is about to find out. Thank you.